The most successful people I've met do two things incredibly well. First, they say no more than other people because they have such a crystal clear version of their future. They don't do things that pull them away from that vision, even if these things are like new, exciting, fun. Secondly, they find a way to make things work. Now, that's not to say that these things are easy. Successful people face difficulties every day of epic proportions, but they choose a different mindset. What does that mindset actually look like for real? I mean, sure, it sounds aspirational, like I want the same thing, but what are these people saying to themselves that actually gives them strength to move forward? For years, I wished I could just be a fly on the wall and listen to brilliant people talk about their business success and then what they're doing to move forward. Well, lean in real close because I'm about to share exactly that. Recently, I was invited to a mastermind in Napa, California, hosted by Brendon Burchard. The people in the room were kind and they were brilliant and they were the kind of people who just inspire you to get better. They do life differently. Well, yeah, like not better. They just do it different. Mostly the way that they view the world, like it made me stop and it really wants to soak up the things that they were actually saying. And then soon enough, I realized that I needed to write down how they spoke so I could study it later. Yeah, I am a total nerd. But when I need to understand something, like fully understand what I need to do, I study it. So as I started my process, I realized two common themes appeared in these conversations: creation and construction. What I'm about to do is string together the quotes that were shared in the room as a narrative that I pieced together as a way to help me understand. I hope it does the same for you. So let's start with creativity. This is the act that anyone who is successful must do. They must create something, write a book, create a keynote speech, record a podcast, so things like that. But the act of creation is hard. It's so hard that people don't even start. But the people in that room, they simply embrace the hard and then they get to work. So do you want to see like their mindset in motion? Okay, we're going to start right about now. Creativity is just connecting things. If that's the case, I needed to ask myself, how much randomness are you inviting into your life to foster creativity? The mess creates the magic. And once I'm ready to begin, I must be thoughtful right at the start because to create something amazing, we must ask ourselves, why does this content need to exist? Because once we begin good content, it easily falls into knowing what works. But we must balance what we want to create versus what we know will be good. There's a difference there. It's accepting the idea that I need to stop making hits so I can start making art. Woof! Let's move into construction, which is not something you might associate with success. As the people in the room discuss their upward momentum, I realized that hard work often took the form of saying no to opportunities instead of saying yes to the harder, more unglamorous path. Why? Because sometimes the next level isn't upward, but inward. And on the long nights and the seemingly endless workload, you have to remind yourself that the effort is the reward. It's only at that time that we can see the higher we climb, the more we realize how hard other people worked to get there. And so we continue to climb because we have a deep understanding that we're either climbing or sliding backward. Now, before we jump into getting to work and feeling the stress of being creative and harnessing constriction, I want us to remember that you need to think to strike while the iron is hot, but the iron is always hot with God. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm ready to step into my future with the full confidence that I am willing to do what's necessary to get to where I want to go. But the question remains, are you?